Good evening, folks. Welcome to Yachts and Thoughts. It's a night show, so I'm hoping that you're drinking your kombucha, because that's what I do at night. Remember, lemon ginger water in the day, kombucha at night. Keep your gut game right. On this episode, we're going to be speaking about perseverance. How to get through tough times and how to digest your environment so that you're able to continuously persevere. So that you're more like I'll say like a fence with holes in it. Things are able to get through, but you're still able to keep strong and maintain a positive space. Now, in the last 2 months, I've had death, funerals, other things that have, I would say, slowed some of the drive that I've had to create. I wasn't in a proper headspace to create or be motivating to people outside of myself. So for my absence, I am sorry for that, but I also want to be accountable for that. I could have persevered, I could have tried harder, I could have done anything at all costs because the world around us is always going to continue to move, and that's just what I've come to at this point. So when it comes to persevering, how you digest your environment to not let it impede your progress going forward. So if you have a bad day, does that mean you have a bad tomorrow? Not necessarily. It doesn't have to go that way. Even that bad day you had, the situations, the reaction to some of those situations, with the proper tools, can be digested in a way that every situation, even though whether it's positive or negative, can become a learning experience. It can be something that you can grow from. And if you're able to see growth in tough times, then you're able to get through those tough times quicker and with a more solid driving force, meaning that you're not stagnated from your mission. There are always going to be detours and speed bumps and roadblocks, but the goal is to get around all of these things to acquire and to achieve your actual mission. And this is based on if you're a person who has a mission in life. For me, I have a mission in life. Right now, I'm working 30 days straight, or I'm at least somewhere in the middle of that. And I gave myself the pass to not do, videos, or to not spread a message of helping people or providing something that is, giving you tools and the confidence to move forward. I go through struggles, you go through struggles. My goal is to show you that we both go through struggles, and this is the way that I handle struggles so that they don't resonate on my body or resonate on my mind or debilitate my progress moving forward. Now, my goal with the videos really is to try to give people a look into, maybe change people's perception or perspective on the what is. For instance, I'm a black person, but you're never really going to hear me say anything about the white man's impeding my progress, because I have an entrepreneurial standpoint in my life, and I believe that the bigger social issues that kind of affect black people is a lot of it's economic. Because if I have money and I have the ability to create money, then someone not liking me really isn't a big deal, because they can't impede my progress going forward because they have no claim or stake in my economic progress. So if you're entrepreneurial and you can see yourself with a product that the social environment around you needs, then economically you should be fine, because we have the exchange of currency for said action. And that's just the way that I change my perspective on racism. So one thing that does socially hold down others doesn't socially bind me in the same way. I'm still connected to it clearly because of race and previous issues, interactions, and a mind state that I was in to where racism did affect me. But at this point, it's not something that I'm really focused on. In fact, I'm able to see people as people because that's what they are. Having concepts behind a lot of your interactions or your strifes. One thing I do have a problem with right now, I'd say, is the road rage. And that's something that, because I'm aware of it and understand the futility of putting a lot of energy or going from one emotion that could be positive into emotional state that is negative. That negative emotional state impedes my progress moving forward throughout the day because I'm unable to be open, at least in an energy sense, to other positive energies that may, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So if I'm unable to be open with my energy, I'm unable to meet those other people who may have energy that matches or that has an energy that I can recognize, which will, the relationship or the interaction may elevate my energy and my standing in the world that I live in, or at least my perception of the world that I live in will be a positive one because I'm able to create positive interactions. But that's based on awareness and accountability of my emotional range and creating tools or having tools to digest the things around me so that they do not stagnate my progress. And that's what I want to offer to you folks, of course, in videos to come and as a process. Nonetheless, perseverance through all things is going to be, having that in your toolbox is going to give you the ability to see, I think, an endless future. I mean, it's where I live at now mentally, and it's what has given me the ability to be optimistic versus pessimistic. Pessimistic. I'm not seeing the negative in everything. I'm a realist too, so I don't want to sound like I'm on some sort of cloud that doesn't exist, but I'm able to see the positive and negative, or both sides to most arguments, meaning I'm pretty fair and balanced. But for me, I guess my debilitation with that is that things have to be rational, so I don't get too far into politics or any other isms where people are balancing their emotions versus rational thinking. I can't really get into those arguments. But because my mission is for you to have a rational experience, or for me to have a rational experience, instead of complaining about the world, I'm doing things like this to have the effect that I'd like to see in the world. I can't complain about something, once again, that I'm unwilling to change. And I think that is the same mindset if adopted by most of society, the people who are working, hardworking, get up every day, do their thing, or just, even if you're stagnant, if you're able to see how the what is, or how the systems work, then you can understand your place within it and not become a victim of it. You don't have to be on anxiety and depression medication if you're not anxious or depressed. It's just not something that you're going to need, but it is of something that is very normal and normalized at this point because we have a system that creates those very conditions. If we can't medicate you on something that we're not treating, there's no reason to give you depression medication if you're not depressed. So let's create an environment of depression. And yeah, I'm not going to ramble too hard on that. Persevere at all costs. Your ability to persevere is based on your perception to the environment. And we'll start there. Have a good evening.